Hello everyone and welcome to my Sister Wives Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Kody Brown has now admitted the truth that many have long suspected. He has not been the father his children require. For more than a decade, viewers have watched Kody grow his vast polygamous family, initially with the intention of creating a plural household filled with unity, love, and a greater spiritual purpose. However, that fantasy has collapsed dramatically in front of the viewer's eyes, and Kody has now given words to the horrible reality that has been unfolding for years. His admission that he has not been a true father to his children reveals not only the flaws in his marriages, but also the emotional holes that have influenced the lives of his countless offspring. Kody presented himself as the charismatic head of his diverse family from the start, selling the concept that polygamy was a way of life based on mutual respect, shared love, and good parenting. As the family grew, with Janelle, Christine, and eventually Robin marrying Mary, it became evident that the fantasy was more of a facade than a functioning reality. The physical distance between the wives, interpersonal jealousies, and Kody's failure to combine emotional availability with practical tasks all became obvious problems. As more children were born into the Brown family, Kody's attention became increasingly split, and it became clear that his attempts to nurture all of his children equally were not just insufficient, but impossible. The true unraveling of Kody's parental position became apparent during the pandemic. As the world shut down and families were forced to live close together, the turmoil in the Brown household became impossible to conceal. Kody's rigorous pandemic restrictions, which many saw as an excuse to isolate himself with Robin and their children, widened the gap between him and his older children, notably those from his marriages to Janelle and Christine. Garrison and Gabriel, two of Janelle's sons, became openly disobedient, challenging their father's authority and exposing the deep schism that had developed between them. Christine's children, particularly Isabel and Paydon, mirrored her emotions, expressing dissatisfaction with their father's absence not only during important stages of their development, but also during times of emotional distress. Kody's fragile connections with his children reached a breaking point when he declined to accompany Isabel to her scoliosis surgery, opting instead to stay behind in Flagstaff due to pandemic-related concern. To many spectators and family members, that decision was a watershed moment, one that plainly highlighted Kody's priorities. It wasn't about his vulnerable kid facing a serious health problem. It was about maintaining his own comfort zone, particularly with Robin and their immediate family unit. This emotional abandonment caused deep scars that could not be readily healed, and it signified a permanent shift in how his children perceived him. As time passed, the emotional consequences of Kody's absentee fatherhood became more obvious. His boys publicly expressed their grievances on the show, resulting in some of the most heartbreaking family conflicts ever seen on reality TV. Gabriel, fighting back tears, told his father how much it hurt that Kody had forgotten his birthday, a simple but deep display of neglect. Garrison reacted angrily, accusing Kody of prioritizing Robin's children over the rest of the family. These events revealed the emotional fragility of the family unit, forcing spectators to confront the stark difference between the family Kody claimed to have constructed and the fragmented reality in front of them. Kody's subsequent admission that he hasn't been a father to his children was not the result of genuine contemplation, but rather a defensive reflex when confronted by his children and ex-wives. In a frantic attempt to rationalize his actions, Kody stated that the children disrespected him, refused to follow his rules, and pushed him away. Despite the justifications, it was evident that even Kody realized how far he had strayed from his responsibility as a present, active dad. His own comments exposed the magnitude of his failure, and his inability to reconcile with his elder children confirmed what viewers had seen for years. Kody Brown, formerly the proud patriarch of a large family, had become emotionally distant from most of his children. This separation wasn't limited to his elder children. Even his younger children from previous marriages have begun to exhibit signs of emotional detachment. While Robin's children remain close to him, owing to their shared home and Kody's concentrated presence there, the children from his marriages to Christine, Janelle, and Mary are in an emotional limbo. They are torn between loyalty to their moms, resentment with their father's conduct, and the anguish of destroyed familial relationships. Kody's revelation came far too late to mend the emotional wounds left by years of neglect and selective parenting. The consequences of Kody's poor parenting have gone beyond the emotional level. As some of his adult offspring began to forge their own lives, many expressed skepticism about the benefits of plural marriage. For example, some of Janelle and Christine's children have publicly indicated that they have no desire to pursue polygamy for themselves, seeing it as a system that encourages favoritism, neglect, and emotional suffering. Kody's failure as a father has not only harmed his personal connections, but it has also thrown a long shadow over the lifestyle he once proudly promoted. Perhaps the most devastating aspect of this is the unanswered question of what could have been. Had Kody taken genuine attempts to establish equitable relationships with all of his children, had he decided to be present not only in physical but also emotional places, the Brown family's portrayal of plural marriage may have been very different. Instead, a story has formed of favoritism, division, and emotional abandonment. His confession is a painful realization of missed opportunities, squandered trust, and a family dynamic that became unsustainable as a result of his carelessness. As Sister Wives continues to show, Kody's connections with his children are expected to be a prominent subplot. Viewers are left wondering whether meaningful reconciliation is conceivable, or if the emotional harm has gotten too severe for true healing. Kody's revelation, while a step toward honesty, does little to heal the rifts that have existed for years. It is more of a public acknowledgement of defeat, a hesitant admission to the fact that he could no longer weave narratives or make excuses to cover the emotional damage left in his wake. For admirers who have spent years following the Brown family's journey, Kody's confession is both uplifting and heartbreaking. It validates long-held suspicions about his failings as a father, but it also highlights the enormous pain felt by the children who formerly looked to him for love, guidance, and acceptance. Finally, the revelation is about more than Kody Brown's failures as a parent. It is a broader reflection on the consequences of uncontrolled ego, partiality, and the inability to self-reflect until it's too late. Finally, the story of Kody Brown confessing he hasn't been a father to his children is more than simply a reality TV gossip headline. It's a heartbreaking depiction of a family patriarch who has lost his path. It is a sobering reflection on what happens when selfish demands trump parental responsibilities, when pride triumphs over humility, and when a father prioritizes proximity to comfort over connection to his own children. It remains to be seen if Kody will use this moment of truth to spark change, or if it will simply be another chapter of regret in his damaged legacy. What is certain is that for many of his children, the damage has already been done, and no acknowledgement, no matter how heartfelt or belated, can really reverse the years of absence they have experienced. Sister Women star Kody Brown has been questioned numerous times, not just for his cruel treatment of his women, but also for his absence from his children. Some of his elder children have also come forward to reveal how poorly he treats them today. However, some followers learned that Kody had previously admitted he was not a father to his children. Continue reading to see the horrific photograph.